What's going on, RoofCon? We're here at the sales and marketing panel. We're looking for Rich Fiola or Ben Hodson. Anybody seen those guys? All right, so who here has the Revolt app on their phone? If you've got the Revolt app on your phone, I want you to go to the sales and marketing panel, and that's how we're going to be answering questions today. If you saw yesterday with the leadership panel with Reggie Brock and all of those great people that were on that panel, we want to make sure that you guys ask your questions for the sales and marketing leaders that are up here today. My name is TJ McCormick, also known as the world's greatest roofer on social media, and I'm looking forward to this great panel of people that are up here. I'm going to go ahead and get started with Michael Venitas from RYNO. Tell me a little bit about yourself, man.
Hey, thanks, TJ. What's up, everybody? I appreciate your time today. My name is Mike Venitas. I'm our CXO of RYNO Strategic Solutions, digital marketing agency. We exist solely for the trades. Most reputable digital marketing agency in the home services industry. Thank you so much. We're happy to be here.
Sharing with. All right, I am Sydney Olson. I am the CRO of Hook Agency, also a digital marketing agency serving only contractors, home service market, but we are about 90% roofers, so we really like the roofers.
Roofers.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Ryan Groth here, CEO of Sales Transformation Group. We are a sales growth and transformation platform, and we help companies who want to take the growth-minded contractors go to the next level. We have commercial sales, residential, door-to-door retail, and service department training platform. So, good to be with you guys today.
My name's Dave Carroll from a little company called Dope Marketing. We do automated direct mail with no minimum order connected from your CRM, specifically for the roofing industry.
I'm Lance Bachman. I am the president of One SEO, and I'm different than most digital marketing agencies. I also own 5 other companies, home services, roofing, HVAC, electrical, painting, and I just sold one of my companies to Apex private equity firm about a month ago. So do a little bit over $100 million, so very lucky, multi-companies I run and own, so happy to be here. Thank you, everyone.
What up? My name is Deshaun Bryant. I'm the owner of Roof Hustlers. I fly around the country, and I coach and train sales teams how to do door-to-door sales at a very high level. And 2-time biggest hustler of the year, baby. Hey.
Let's go.
Hey everybody, my name is Rich Fiola. I'm the founder of SolarExclusive.com and RoofingExclusive.com. We're right over there. We are a digital marketing agency as well, manage about $4 million worth of ad spend collectively in those 2 spaces, solar and roofing. And that's our expertise, generating high quality appointments through primarily YouTube ads. Thanks.
Awesome. Great introduction, guys. If you guys have this app again, go ahead and get your questions in on the sales and marketing panel, but we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's talk about lead lists. Networking for B2B for commercial roofing. You guys, if you've ever been in the commercial roofing space, you know that leads are kind of hard. Let's talk about that. Who wants to go first? Go ahead.
Yeah, so we have over 600 companies we work with in the roofing industry. 50% of those are commercial roofing companies. We help them grow. So I have a lot of experience here. The key thing about commercial is that if you go chase just re-roofing jobs or new construction jobs, you're going to be in a bid war, and you're going to really struggle. You got to get into a relationship-based relationship with them. So strategically, in order to get into commercial, even if you have a list, you go to a BOMA, an IFMA, you go to an apartment association, no matter what, you have to have a service repair and maintenance product or service line, so you can actually have a low barrier to entry opportunity to build a relationship with them. Because at the end of the day, if I were to say, hey, how much would you pay for a re-roof job that's going to close a 35% closing ratio, 35 or more, with a 35% margin, that's going to take 45 to 60 days to close. How much would you pay for that job if it's an average job at $300,000? Nice. You say, I pay a lot of money. Well, you can't buy leads like that.
No.
You have to earn them. And you earn them through being trustworthy and being a partner. So the way to do that is to have a repair maintenance strategy in your approach to generating leads. Because then if I knock on the door and you have a leak, I can actually fix it and advise you on how to extend the life of your roof. They're going to be the ones that work with you. Because 65% of building owners and managers want to work with the contractor on the replacement with the one in which they've already dealt with.
Yep, exactly. Who wants to, anybody want to?
A little. So getting on the list of vendors, to piggyback right off what you said, is huge. The key word you want to talk to, especially with property managers, is their punch list work. Judy, Karen, give me your punch list work. The replacing the grommets on the garage doors, changing out batteries and smoke alarms, any of that stuff that they need done, that's how you get your foot in the door to be that vendor. So whether you get a list or you're getting the leads, when you get a list of property managers, it's not approaching them with sales. It's about building the relationship where we've always started or advised clients. I've owned a power washing company for 13 years, so it's not exactly roofing, but similar is getting on the list of vendors. Approach them and ask, do you have any punch list work, and how can I get on your list of vendors to service that? Now you gotten the foot in the door, whether it's a storm or a retail job, you're the first one in line because you previously fixed a problem.
Yeah, something real quick. I know we're mostly roofers here. We source guaranteed commercial roofing appointments and solar appointments as well. But I mean, we actually have a platform where we could actually have commercial solar designed for you, financed, and even installed. So if you were to do a commercial roofing job, you could easily add a commercial solar design to it. And the incentives in commercial solar, I mean, if you've looked into solar at all, adding into your roof business, I highly recommend it. But on the commercial side, the incentives are just insane. It's like usually like a 1 to 2 year payback period, and then they're just in the green with all the incredible depreciation incentives and tax incentives that are available to business owners who add commercial solar. So if you're doing commercial roofing jobs, just roll in. We'll design it for you. We'll finance it for you. We'll even install it for you. We'll even help you sell it to help you sell that commercial job with solar included. And it's just an extra value add. Just a side point there.
Credit. Yeah. Getting that tax credit off of there, right?
Yeah, tax credit, exactly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, why not roll it in?
Yeah, no doubt. I have a question for Deshaun. Deshaun, how much time do you spend inside of the marketing team, either social media or the SEO for your company?
None.
None. Door knocking only.
100%.
Yeah.
Door knocking and guerrilla marketing. I don't pay for no SEO, none of that stuff. But when people see your face everywhere, they know who you are. I actually had a homeowner Google me, and they said, we looked you up. We know who you is, and they're excited to do business with me. But I don't do no SEO, nothing, man. Very raw marketing, you know.
One of the biggest things with Google SEO or just the brand recognition, one of the things I ask customers or clients is, Google who is the world's greatest roofer. That pops up. As primarily door-to-door sales currently, no marketing spend, starting a new company, what's your strategy of getting into actual marketing to obtain leads? Do you want to start, Sydney?
Yeah, so I think that is really common, and it's something that I recommend as you're starting out, is doing some more of like the scrappier types of marketing, doing what you can on your own before hiring somebody out. Yeah. So as you start growing your brand presence, as people start knowing who you are, getting a website I think is the first thing that you need to do, even on that commercial side too. As you have people building those relationships, you want to send them to something that looks credible, that looks trustworthy, that is going to help you, again, build that brand.
Sure.
So getting that website out there is the number one thing, and then starting to put out content, whether that's videos, blog posts, landing pages. There's a lot of things that you can do on your own before getting an agency.
Now, I would like to jump in there. So I bought a roofing company January of this year, doing about $1.9 million. We're going to hit about $12 million this year. And one of the key things we did was we joined all the Facebook community groups of the neighborhoods that were money value to us. It cost us nothing. We went and joined them. And every time they ask for a roofer that they know and can trust, we immediately jump in, leave our company's name there, and you'd be surprised how many leads we get from Facebook by just doing that. Also, another thing that you're going to do, once you get to someone's home and you're in a neighborhood, because marketing is profiling. If someone's roof is 20 years old, most likely their neighbors are 20 years old, we knock the doors 10 to the left, 10 to the right, let them know we're working on Mrs. Jones's house, and we put a yard sign there. These are all very low entry points for anyone at any level, and literally helped us scale very fast.
So Harvard Business School did a study. Anyone else a Harvard alumni in the room? So Harvard Business School did a study, 7 to 11 touches to get a consumer to remember a brand. And this day and age, that's still true. But you look at the value of a marketing touch. So you're knocking a door. They're seeing a truck. They're seeing your polo. They're seeing a sign. They're seeing the Facebook ads. All that stuff adds up. And instead of doing this spray and pray widespread approach, your data will tell a story. If you've been open at least a year, go to your Job Progress, RoofLink, Actions, whatever you're using, download your customer list from last year and simply take the addresses. You know, third grade math, median mode, highlight the whole spreadsheet, sort it by zip code, and make a tally of what zip codes you're doing jobs in. Take that top zip code. That's where you can focus your marketing touches and get more of the same or similar customers instead of saying, I need to be in the gated community across town, get in front of the ballers because that's where my ex-girlfriend's dad lived or what. You don't care about that. Look at where the data is telling a story, and in your CRM, you'll find that answer.
Man, that's
I
a
love
gold
it. I
nugget.
love it.
Dave, can
Listen-
you tell them what that's called? The movie The Patriot. Tell them, Dave.
No, that's true.
Aim small, miss
Guys.
small. That's what it's called when you use your data.
Listen, guys, if you're trying to get into marketing, you're doing the door knocking, you're trying to get your foot in the door, it's simple. Focus on the free stuff. It's that simple, okay? Google Business Profiles, it's very user-friendly. It's not difficult for you to set that up, claim the listing, do it yourself. I see that it commonly generates 25, 30% of new lead generation easily because you are location-based businesses. Go to Google, claim it, set it up. It's user-friendly, it's simple. And local service ads, you pay for the conversion. It's free to set up. Google literally has a hotline. Google local service ads, call the phone number. The rep will literally walk you through the setup process, the background check. Free stuff. That's how you start digital marketing. Let it pay for itself.
No doubt. Anybody else want to jump on that? Or? All right. All right. So what does a roofer do when Google AdWords and other systems aren't performing for leads?
Well, I can tell you this, being I own a roofing company. If your Google AdWords don't work, and I'll speak for any digital marketing company on this panel, get a new digital marketing company because they work. They work. And that's not being rude, but once again, it's like everyone else said, you can do Google LSAs where you pay for conversions. You get, if you're going to, I'm a true believer, and I hate to use the word profiling because it has such a negative connotation, but marketing is profiling. If you go to your zip codes and you start working them harder and harder, to the left, to the right, you're going to scale your business very, very fast. I've never sold a roof. I've never been on a roof. I've never even knew what is it, elite, certified elite, I forget what it's called, master elite. Had no clue what it was to January of this year. And my roofing company, I'll show anyone my P&L, we're gonna do $12 million this year, and we're over 35% net income. I mean, it literally comes down to what everyone's talking about here. Aim small, miss small, use the data that you have, and really punch it to death.
Yeah, I'll say a couple things too. This is really good, what you just shared. But the 4 magic words. You guys ever heard of the 4 magic words? It's who do you know? Who do you know? All right. And 11% of salespeople ask for referrals, but 90% of prospects, if we're asked, would give a referral. So how do you bake in referrals as a part of the everyday process? Because as you get your ideal client profile, you get the who do you knows, you get the introductions, you have a 50 to 80% chance of closing those in a referral environment. So how do you systemize the referral generating process? That is what you guys should be doing because it's going to be the lowest customer acquisition cost of any marketing program. But it does take some extra effort in making a plan to reinforce and actually execute referral generation. But that should be a baseline for anybody. And as you scale, it can get harder, right, to keep your arms around referrals. But it's something we all got to keep top of mind. What are the 4 magic words?
Who do you know?
That's good stuff, man. And I'll just kind of add, listen, Lance hit the nail on the head. Like, if the ads are having trouble, it's for sure the agency. Like, you can't tap out on that because we have to focus on the things that we can control. And when you're looking at the digital landscape, pay-per-click is that thing. It is the thing that we can get tactical and we can select the locations, the ad schedules, we can accommodate when the storms roll in. You just have to have an effective agency that communicates and is able to communicate timely and quickly to capitalize on the opportunities that are hitting the doorstep, because the timing is the key.
Yeah, so along those lines too, all great stuff these guys have mentioned. We have access to our Google executive team since the amount of ad spend that we manage on Google and YouTube. And if you guys don't know, YouTube is owned by Google, and they're always sending us new unreleased strategies that we can test. But when you're running AdWords, if you're not running video ads along with your AdWords, adding YouTube alongside that for retargeting, but also just for diversification, then your AdWords will suffer. Our Google executive team ran a whole report and showed us how our YouTube ads actually improved the performance on our Google pay-per-click ads. So it's very, very possible to integrate both YouTube and Google pay-per-click to improve conversion on both platforms. And that's for all Google ad platforms. It's a discovery platform, as well as pay-per-click and YouTube. Having a more comprehensive strategy, rather than just restricting yourself only to pay-per-click, you can diversify among all of Google's ad platforms and bring your overall cost per conversion, cost per lead, cost per appointment, cost per sale down.
No doubt. Let's go back to that for a second. You mentioned YouTube and how Google owns it. YouTube and TikTok have become some of the biggest search engines for the younger generation that's coming up now. What are you guys doing to work towards the future, and how Google, YouTube, TikTok, and the other platforms are now the search engines?
Yeah, I mean, it's so true. I mean, you could literally go on YouTube and search any topic, learn about anything. I saw a post yesterday that said, like, hey, follow these 10 YouTube channels. You won't have to go to college.
Right.
You'll be smarter than most MIT graduates. So, I mean, it's really amazing how people go there on YouTube to get indoctrinated. People are actually going on there as homeowners and they're searching, how do I fix my leaking kitchen faucet? How do I caulk my windows before the winter? What happens when I have an ice storm, or when I have rain freeze over? How does that affect my roof? Like, people are actually getting educated on this stuff, and what you don't realize is that that's the best time to send them your ad and say, like, hey, we know you're looking into this. Come get a quote. Let's talk about how we can help your situation. So, I mean, there's no other platform. Like, you look at Facebook, you're scrolling through, looking at your aunt's cat pictures. Like, you're not there to like get a roof quote, right? But when people are researching this stuff online and they're homeowners, like, there's a whole home and garden section on YouTube where people are getting educated about their home, and that's the best time for home service companies to go and pitch their product.
The one thing I'll say about social media, especially with businesses, and this is where it gets a small business trying to grow. If you think you're going to go out, do TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and be experts at all these things in YouTube, you're not. And I say this to people, pick one or two and become great at them and build your base there. And the reason why is when you're a bigger organization, you can hire a marketing department that really does well for all of them. For all the platforms. When you're smaller, you really got to put your money in where you're going to maximize your ROI and which platform you feel the most comfortable on. So I'd really take a look at that. I mean, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube is great, another platform, but I wouldn't say run out of here and try and master all these social media You got to crawl, walk, run, then sprint, right? It doesn't go from here to sprint. So just make sure you know that. There's a lot of social media hype. There's a lot of influencers out there pounding people saying use all these platforms. You got to be on every platform. And if you're on every platform all day, I can tell you one thing, you're not doing work as a small business owner.
It doesn't work anyways. You have to choose the one platform, especially being yourself or a smaller business. It's one platform, then go conquer another one.
I think it's really important, too, to think about the intent of what people are doing on these different platforms. Sure. So as we're thinking about TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, people aren't there making searches. They're there catching up on their friends, laughing at fun videos, whatever. And so money should be following intent, and you should be putting more of your marketing dollars into the spaces where people are actually searching. People are searching on Google, Google Ads, putting money into SEO, but you should also be on these other platforms because, yes, you want to build your brand,
Right.
and you can cover a lot of ground by reusing, repurposing content on all the different platforms, but thinking about intent is really important when you're, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to add to that, guys. Like, I'm passionate about this. Like, Sydney is spitting fire right now, okay? Like, just understand that if you're going to go into the social world, that is not where we're going to find your business. It's where I'm going to get away from reality. So you got to speak their language. So when she says purpose, intent, relate to your consumer, relate to the buyer, play the long game. I've got, clients that make these great jingles out of songs and then incorporate roofing into it. We do so many creative things, right? But then I remember you. That's the key here. What is the purpose and the intent? Can't always rush into getting the lead when you start to look at some of these channels that aren't necessarily, to her point, designed for lead generation right then and there in the now. You have to connect with them and relate to them. That's a huge takeaway.
I would like to add one more thing about social media and your page. Your personal page, if you own a roofing business or HVAC business, whatever it is, I would make sure people know what you do and post on your personal page. Your personal reach is going to outdo your business reach initially. So make sure you're constantly posting on your personal page. Social media is really about a brand and a person at first, then your company second. How many of you truly go out and follow your local roofer, HVAC guy? Not too many of you, but you know people in that industry and you're following, you're friends with them. So if you're going to post, make sure you're constantly posting on your own personal page. And the objective you're going to get from people is, well, I don't want people knowing my personal life. Well, then your personal life probably sucks. I mean, no offense. I mean, there should be nothing on your personal life that you don't want to connect with your customer. There should really be nothing. So just
Talking
use
about
your personal
authenticity.
page.
Talking about authenticity.
I mean, you have to.
Right.
I mean, people got to know who you are.
Let me ask this: when it comes to scaling my roofing business, how strategic and or meticulous should I be so I don't grow too big too fast?
Well, I can answer that question. Everyone exits a business one way or another. I never thought about the fourth way that someone told me you could exit a business. I was speaking at Vertical Track. They said there's a fourth way. I always said you die, you leave it to your children, or you sell. Well, then someone came up and said, no, there's a fourth way, you fail. Well, that's not a good one, right? So when you're scaling your company, right, you start with marketing, systems, processes, leadership, communication. Why would you ever stop? You're always going to have some issues, right? So you really got to work as a leader. Your job is to be a solution finder, a problem solver. That's really what leaders, good ones, are. You find solutions for your problems. You would never want to stop scaling because all you're doing is stopping your exit and maximizing your money. So I have a very different answer than that. When I look at all my organizations, one day they will sell. So my job is to put the leaders in place and the people around me to keep scaling them. So it's a little different answer, but I'd make sure that you are doing the right things by your customers.
Yeah, I think it's super important to always think about how you can grow the most you can. Because people, couple things. If you're going to attract really talented, amazing, loyal people, you have to have a big enough vision that they can envision themselves in. So your sales vision, right? Onboarding sales reps and talent, you have to have a very large, long-term, vivid vision that gets people feeling like, I want to run with these people for a long time. I want to do blood, sweat, and tears, get in and really build something together. Because if you don't have that compelling, vivid vision, scaling it won't happen because you won't have the people to help delegate to. And then you'll get in your own way, stuck in the business, not envisioning yourself saying, I have to find my way out. The only way to do that is to have a clear vision. To me, scaling is something you should always be trying to do, should always be growing, and you don't want to go backward because there's always opportunity. And I just think that there's so much growth under the tension of scale that you'll look up and say, wow, I have a lot more money, or I was able to exit. People who never envision themselves with the end in mind and where we want to take this don't ever actually put the positive pressure on themselves to scale. or create a lifestyle balance that's great for everybody. So there's just so much that goes into the vision of scaling, but you always need to be thinking about it. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to grow, from 1 million to 1.5 this year. That's all I can handle. No, you're way more capable than that. You just have to believe in yourself and get the right kind of mentorship in your corner, and you can do it. And who you are is going to be expressed in the culture of your company. And so I'm passionate about that, the growth, who you're growing into, who you're becoming, who you're transforming into. But guys, this industry is changing fast, and if you don't think I need to scale, then you're not going to survive, or you're going to miss out on an opportunity to exit, and then you're also not going to have an attractive enough company for the next generation to want to buy from you or want to take over. So it's really important to be growth-minded.
Who saw Nick speak yesterday on main stage? So Nick worked under a guy you guys also might know, Tony Robbins. And what Tony says is success leaves clues. Me and Lance were talking about this yesterday. It's like there will be people in roofing, in solar, that are already bigger or will be way bigger than anyone in this room will ever be. That doesn't need to be the goal. So when you think about how meticulous you are about how fast you grow, where that growth is pointed, like all that, remember, if you understand what you're after when you start your business, who knows what the E in EIN stands for? It's ego. You got to put that shit to sleep. It's not about what the next person next to you is doing or what you have to focus on to go after in your business. Understand why you started and focus on that. Let that be the path to your success.
Let's just remember too, guys, right? You win or you learn. We all know that, right? And I think if we focus on, to TJ's point, the authenticity, being genuine, focus on the purpose,
The growth.
the rest of it will follow.
TJ, I want to add
Forget
one,
that.
Yeah.
TJ, I want to add one thing.
Yeah.
Being that I sold now 2 companies to private equity firms, I'm going to say this. People ask me why I jumped into roofing January of this year, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Every one of you own a roofing company here. I'm going to tell you this right now. Roofing is what HVAC was 20 years ago when people came into HVACs and started buying them. You're in the right chairs, in the right place, in the right time. You're going to exit between 10 and 15x of your EBITDA if you keep doing what you're doing. So scaling is scary. I understand it. There's always going to be problems. But go get your golden treasure chest because it is coming and it's coming fast. Private equity firms are coming here. So, I know I'm glad I bought a roofing company. I hope you get really on it. You're a roofer.
Rich, go ahead.
Yeah, when it comes to scaling, I think the most essential thing in order to scale is that you have enough leads for your business. Every successful scaled roofing company or solar company, they have more leads than they can handle, and before you could hire all the sales team to scale, you need enough leads in your pipeline. Whether you're using Deshaun's strategy and just building a crazy great door knocking team, or whether you're using online ads, like we have clients who spend 100, 200, 600 grand a month with us, our top client, on online ads, so that they have so many leads that they can recruit so many salespeople that it's a well-oiled machine. But you have to start somewhere. You have to start with just getting that traction initially and then just gradually build it, because it's not going to happen overnight, like some of the people here said. But without leads fueling your business, there's no way to scale. It's like it's the first step.
All right, we got 3.5 minutes left. I'm going to do like a kind of a lightning round real quick. Tell me, if you were to start at a roofing company today as their marketing team, what would be the first 2 things that you implement?
Maps. You heard me say it earlier. It's so relatively easy to just set up and it organically works. Like, it's free. I can track it. I can literally prove that calls are coming in from it. It takes 20 minutes of focus to set up. That's where I would start, transparently. Get the sales and then let it pay for the rest.
Yeah, number one thing I would get is my Google My Business, so you can start getting reviews right away, and then you can start building that. And the second thing would be that website. Start gaining authority as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Spend 30 grand on a website. No, I'm just kidding. I'd probably, I'm not a digital marketer. I'm a sales training coach, but I would make sure your brand is really fresh, cutting edge, clean, and just make sure everyone's personal social profiles and the social profiles they're going to use are really nice and clean and professional and have a simple call to action to set up a meeting.
So I was sitting in my hotel room the other night, and I was looking for someone's phone number, and I realized how long it's been since I cleared out the contacts in my phone. I'm like, I have 37 Bryans, and I can't name one of their last names. If I was starting a roofing company today, I would go into my phone book. What did Ryan say? Who do you know? I'd be in there dialing for dollars, saying who's got a loose shingle, a hanging gutter, something I can help with. It's like when you go get that EIN, you take on a responsibility that people have 100 problems during the day. It's your job to solve 4 of them perfectly. So I would be contacting all of the people that I knew and asking them if they had a problem that I made the decision to solve with my business, and I would start there.
And then help them give you a review.
So I did actually just start a roofing company in January. It was a small one I bought. So the first thing we did was GMB. Like everyone said, you have to have a GMB website. Number 2, I'm just telling you right now, go to Facebook, get into those community pages, wait for someone to need a roofer, and literally put your GMB there. And I promise you, you will see people reach out to you every single day. And it takes literally no time for the person to answer the phone to have Facebook and just monitor those groups.
Now, I don't do marketing either, but if I was to start my roofing company today, what I would do is create a foolproof training system. So as I bring new guys in, I just plug them in, and then it's like a machine, and I'm just creating a bunch of killers, because that's most roofing companies' problems. Y'all don't got great training systems. You know what I mean? So that's why y'all got high turnaround. So if you can create a great training system where you can plug people in, then you can start marketing and doing all that other good stuff, which I love, right? But if I got a bunch of killers hitting the doors on top of that marketing, I'm tripling my money.
Amen.
Awesome. Yeah, so everyone added some great stuff. I think once you get past all of that, I think the next step is to work out a solution for your online ads. I mean, we're in a digital world now. We're in the information age. The only way you can really get to that next step in your roofing business or your solar business is to have automated leads and appointments coming into your pipeline. Don't give up on it just because you tried one company and it didn't work out. Like, go and find the right one and the right partner that can actually take you to that next level in your business. Just because it didn't work for you that one time doesn't mean it can't work again, or it's not working for thousands and millions of other people who've done it successfully.
I just want you guys to know, Google Maps, go to Google and search for Google Business Profile. Everyone's saying GMB up here, and they just rebranded, so I don't want you to get lost. Like, they like to change those things. I want you to be able to walk out of here, go do that for yourselves. Help yourselves, okay?
No doubt. Real quick, guys. David, you touched on it just a second ago. As marketers, as roofers, as people that are in our industry, we have a responsibility to make sure that the content that's going out to the masses matches exactly what we're selling or what we're doing. Make sure that you guys are not putting the wrong things on social media that gives this industry more black eyes.
Amen.
So I want to everybody give a round of applause for our panel here today.